So before we start answering questions, of course, we want to re-emphasize what's going on. And the biggest emphasis now at this point is to get people out and voting. Obviously, we haven't forgotten the people who've been in, tough, the families who are still grieving, the people who haven't gotten their justice. There's a list of names, but right now we want to make sure that we let the world know. And so we haven't forgotten about it. Don't forget the names. Breonna Taylor especially, still waiting for her to get justice. But we need our people to get out and vote, locally, nationally, everywhere, so that we have the right people in the right places. So with that being said, we can move forward to the questions.
Great. Do you know what the rotation's going to look like yet?
No. That is above my pay grade. It's a question for Coach Vogel. And he might know for sure. He might not know. Depends on just the matchups, how they go. We adapt and adjust, I'm sure. But I don't make those decisions. I just come in, do my job, and play the minutes that they give me, and try to make the most of those minutes, and make a plus for my team in those minutes.
Hey, Danny, JaVale was saying that you guys, obviously, since you spent so much time together, you guys have gotten even closer in the bubble. I'm curious, what are some things that you learned about your teammates that you didn't know before? And what's the most memorable activity that you guys did together? Well,
we just recently did some bowling as a group. We've had a couple of activities. Today we might have a little viewing to watch the game, do some homework and study who our next opponent is. But you find out guys' habits. You see what their hobbies are, what their passions are, kind of living. It's a hotel, but it's kind of like a dorm. We live right next door to each other, share thin walls, so you know exactly what they're talking about, what their family is, how close they are with their family, how much they FaceTime them, how much they take of their bodies, how much they ice, how much they need treatment, how much they play video games, how much they yell, celebrate, bump music, all those things. So we've grown closer, but the main important thing is hopefully bring that to the court.
Allie, Calgoon?
Along those lines, is there somebody on the team that is sort of your bubble buddy, so to speak, and that you've gotten maybe a little closer to than even throughout the regular season?
Probably Keith. Keith is my guy. I mean, I'm close with everybody. JaVale, we've done some of the vlogging. Many different guys. Duds, even some of the guys that aren't even on the team that are with the staff, I've gotten a chance to get close to. But I've also got a chance to reconnect with some of my old teammates from other teams. San Antonio was not in our hotel, but Toronto is. So I got a chance to see my guy OG and a bunch of other guys, Kalo, Fred, Pascal. But on our team, so I've got a chance to connect with all the guys and hang out with them a little more. See their hobbies, where their mind is, what they're thinking about with their families. They're going through the same struggles and stress and frustrations as me, and we all are, and we're all waiting for that day where we get some type of escape or a feel of escape when we have our people here around us.
And the playoff is about to get started, so how do you prepare for that mentally?
We know what time it is. I mean, we have a lot of vets on this team. It's time to lock in and focus, regardless of what's happened before the bubble, in the bubble, up to this point. None of it matters. We have to be ready from the tip, from game one, from the jump. Anything can happen in the playoffs. Momentum, energy can shift. Hopefully stay healthy. That's the biggest key. The team that's the healthiest and playing the best is going to be a team that's going to be the last team standing. So we have enough veterans and leaders and guys that have been there to understand what's at I guess, the task at hand and the seriousness of the atmosphere and the challenge that we have ahead of us.
Go ahead.
Danny, you started a little cold shooting.
Mm-hmm.
You had, I think, that one pretty good game against Indiana, was it? And then
I didn't play against Indiana.
Oh, sorry.
Denver. I played against Denver.
Denver, that's right. But where are you at with your shot? Had some of the off days before the playoffs helped with that process of getting more comfortable?
I mean, as a shooter, that happens. You're going to go through phases and lows. But the odds are in my favor at this point. So I'm looking at the positives and the bright side, but I've not lost any confidence or, not hesitating and taking my shot. So I feel very comfortable feeling like I'm starting to get back to my normal self. But we won't know until we get to day one. Right now, my biggest focus is defense more than anything. Trying to stop those guys, whoever it is that we end up playing, is going to be a tough task defensively. And then we have to get back and get out and run. That's our best offense for us. And then we'll get some easy shots. So I'm not worried about it too much. So the odds are in my favor. I think the numbers, when that worm will turn for us in general, for our whole team, because we as a team haven't shot greatly. But I think we're starting to try to find our rhythm. We're starting to make the extra pass and trust each other better.
Tanya?
How aware are you of the Zoom that records practice and Lionel and the other guys are watching?
Not too aware during practice, more aware when we're in film.
Okay.
But the other day we had a players meeting about the family situation, and I had to FaceTime Rajon Rondo to make sure he was on the call. And I realized how locked in tune he is in everything that we do. And as I still hear back from a lot of video guys, text them here and there, so it reminds me how much they're in the room just as much as we are. They're there listening on the Zoom calls. But I said it's not as noticeable in practice as it is in the film room.
Did Rondo mention stuff that was happening in practice?
No, luckily he's here now. Hopefully we can see him out of quarantine. And, because we need his mind, his IQ, his input is going to be huge for us, whether he's playing or not, to help us, advance to the next step.